A Swift Kick in the Ass, episode 137. Life is challenging and difficult. No one gets out alive. Time to suck it up, Buttercup. Get ready for a monster-sized boot aimed to help you get traction on personal change and get living. I am John Curran, your host. Join me as I share my journey exploring the forces that motivate us to change and help us get through whatever life throws at us. A swift kick in the ass. Life on your terms. Welcome to another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass. This is your host, John Curran, and today's topic, buy here, pay here terms. Now, this show has been going on for quite a while, and we've talked a lot about the terms or the situations or circumstances of our life that we can't change. A lot. We've talked about that a lot. These terms where we have no choice but to embrace the suck, like good friends passing away, like job elimination, illness, serious terminal illness. There are a lot of things that we don't sign up for, and we have no choice but to accept them. So we've done a lot of talking about that. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be more like, what are these terms that you're buying into? And how easily fooled we are when we enter into these terms. I'm actually reading a book right now. I forget the exact name, but it's about love and about how, society sells us on the idea of the feeling of love and how great that is. And we find someone and we fall in love and we get married and we go off and we live happily ever after. But look at our divorce rate. We're buying into that, but a lot of us are being fooled into thinking that feeling lasts. In fact, they were saying in this book that the infatuation part of love only lasts about 2 years for most people. So, and it also goes on to say that it's good that we fall out of love. And the reason why is because when we become infatuated with anything, our focus becomes on that in which we're infatuated. Think about it. When you're in love, you don't talk. When you don't talk to your friends, you don't talk to anyone. You're focused on the person that you're loving, and everything else just seems to fall away. And think about how the world would be if everyone was in love and everyone was just infatuated. Nothing would ever get done. And in some ways, maybe we don't have a choice in who we fall in love with. And that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about those terms that we do have a choice in. These terms that we willingly sign up for. Maybe our expectations are met by these terms, that we make a choice, we make a decision, and we move forward with it. Maybe we get something else much different than expected. It is easy to go with the comfortable. Most of us follow the path of least resistance. But if you're listening to the show, you know that this show is not about taking the path of least resistance. This is about building your character and learning lessons and taking life for what it's really worth and increasing the value of your life through your experiences and through your actions, and just trying to make the best possible life that you possibly can. And we do have a choice in a lot of that. Unfortunately, some of the choices that we make are not the best, and then we find out, man, this has really been bogging us down. Now, it's easy to think about this in financial terms. Think about these deals that you signed up for. You signed a contract for the gym, and you have the best of intentions of going, and maybe you even go, but then you stop going. But the payments continue, and you're kind of locked in a contract. Or any, contract that maybe you sign up for and then you regret it later. I think this happens really to all of us from time to time. And how we deal with that really helps define our life, because our life is what we have to live with, right? And it's our experience, our day-to-day experience that adds up over time. And you're just live it. When you live with it and you accept it, you just say, you're part of your life. Time to move on. I'm just going to deal with it. This will pass. And most of the time, I think it does. What I have been buying into has really been of a physical nature. My body has been in a lot of pain the last several years. Not because of illness, really, but I do have a desk job, which I sit a lot. And even though I exercised, I was like most men, and I exercised and focused really on my upper body strength, left my lower body to itself, and that created kind of an out of proportion type of body shape for me. And I actually had to kind of rebuild from the ground up, totally change my workout, and kind of neglect the upper half and let the bottom half catch up. And that is working. Another thing I've been doing is stretching. And I have to say, stretching has made all the difference. I do this each and every day. When I was younger, I remember hearing that flexibility is something that you can change at any time of your life. You can always improve your flexibility. And I thought, heck, I'm flexible. I don't need to work on that. And I just totally neglected it. And I'm paying the price right now. But with that being said, this is a term I have a choice in. If I neglect the pain that I'm in or was in particular my hips, I fear that I would need a hip replacement, by the time I'm at a younger age than normal. It's going to severely impact my ability to function in life, to be able to walk, to be able to get around, to be able to do the things that I want to do. You can't lead a life of adventure if you can't move around, or if you're in pain every time you move around. It's very distracting. So I have set out to become pain-free, and I have to say that stretching has probably been one of the biggest impacts I've had, and that has been part of my Taekwondo training. I am probably a year or so out from becoming a black belt in Taekwondo. I can just feel Tommy smiling from above when I hear, when I say that, because I never thought it would be possible that I, John Curran, would be a black belt in Taekwondo. I'm not there yet, but as of October 22nd, I'll be getting my red belt with black stripe. So I will be just two belts away from black belt. It's been a long, arduous journey. Old man hips, old man body, but going to class twice a week, stretching every day, has been an investment I have made in myself and it is paying off. I can actually see a time where I will not have pain. The pain was extremely severe as I was working this arthritis out of my hips. But I think I'm in really good shape now. I have functionality. I have range of motion. I've been able to find the key to unlock my hips. And that just took persistence and took some dedicated effort. You can do this too, but be careful. I was careful on how I invested myself, and that's my warning to you too. Look at how you are investing your time. How are you spending your time? If you want to be doing something different, I suggest you start spending your time differently, even if it's just a minute at a time. Now, I recently got note that I need to pay for my Ultimate Guitar Tabs app, which is an amazing app. If you're playing guitar, this app gives you every song broken, that I haven't found a song that it doesn't have, unless it's like copyrighted or something from the Beatles, or I think that's the case. It has almost every song, and it tells you how to play. And I think that's, it's awesome. And it's like $30 a year. So I love it. But getting off point. The point is that I've been doing it for a year, and I've been playing every day, just about, my guitar. And I set out saying I'm going to play 5 minutes a day. And sometimes, that's all I do. But that's okay, because the day before I played for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. My fingers were kind of sore. You know what? I'm not beating myself up, because I'm still living with the goal that I set for myself, or the terms that I set for myself. I'm playing 5 minutes a day. Now, I'm playing the best I have ever played. I've been playing almost daily now for over a year, and I love it. Same with meditation. I found meditation. I do that on a daily basis, no matter how I feel, and it always sets me right. These are terms that I have bought into. When Tommy died, it sucked. I had to embrace the suck. But now I am through that, embracing the suck, and I've come through to the other side. Life is very different now than it was when Tommy died. And I cope with life differently. Not only is life different because Tommy's gone, but I view life, I think, differently. I've become much more grounded. I have sought inner peace, and I think I have found my inner peace. One of the reasons why I have not been podcasting as much recently is because I've been really focused on getting crap done that I need to get done. And what I'm finding is that as I mark things off of my checklist, I'm also checking other things off of the checklist, because I'm really thinking about my actions and the outcome of those actions. So let me explain a little bit. So if you see something on the countertop, like say a piece of junk mail, are you just going to leave it out? Or are you going to look at it and say, you know what? No one cares about this, and throw it away? Or are you just going to say, no one needs that, and you just leave it there, and you end up staring at it because no one's going to throw it away, but no one takes action, and it just sits around. And then the more junk mail comes in, it just accumulates and makes quite a big mess. So every time that you're basically delaying action, and eventually you're going to throw that away, because you're going to reach a point to where it's like, holy crap, there's so much frickin' junk mail. This is ridiculous. I can't do it anymore. We have to clean up, and it becomes this huge task. Whereas if you would have just chucked it that day, it would have been over with. You would have done what you needed to do and not created another task for yourself. Think about this, laundry. You do your laundry, you wash it, you dry it. It sits in the dryer for the week. You still need clothes. You're pulling stuff out of the dryer and you're searching for those socks, the underwear, the t-shirt, whatever. Instead of taking the time to fold the laundry, put it away, and then you just have to go to the drawer, get it, and you're done. You just keep creating more work for yourself. I think sometimes we say we don't have time to do it, but not doing it actually adds more time. That takes you away from doing other things. So think about your actions and the consequences of your actions. Are you adding to your checklist when you're checking one thing off? Maybe you're adding not just one, maybe you're adding 2, 3, 4, 5. I found myself doing that a lot. Are you creating more work for yourself unnecessarily just by the way you're handling things? And there's no real right or wrong. Sometimes it's good to put things off. Sometimes it's good to push back. If you're married, I'm sure you can relate to this. Dealing with your spouse and how they want to keep the house, it might be different than yours. And there are some things that we're just like, I could do this myself. But if I do this, then my spouse is never going to pick up and she's never just going to, he or she, I guess, never going to, catch on that I'm not going to do this anymore. Put it on them and hold them accountable instead of, and letting it go if they choose not to do it. Let it be their choice, but take yourself out of it because you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. You can take action yourself directly, but you can't force other people to take action. You can't force other people to make things more important than they feel it is. It's very individual. It's very unique, and it's all up to you, really. Is this a problem? Well, maybe it's a problem because you're making it a problem. It's not a problem to the other person. And just because it's your problem, it doesn't make it theirs. So, have some clarity, in what you're trying to do, in particular, how you're trying to invest in yourself, and in how you're trying to make these changes in your life. Anything that I've accomplished in my life, of any, consequence, really, I think required a plan. It required focus, and it required clarity. School is a great way at getting an education. A formal education is a great example because they spell it out for you. They provide a structure. The school provides a structure, a syllabus. They provide the courses that you have to take. They probably provide options. They provide you a pathway. Same is true in life. You need to create a pathway. If you want to accomplish something, you can basically accomplish anything you want to, but you have to figure it out for yourself. You have to develop the plan. And then you have to invest in yourself, and invest in that plan. That might involve time, money. There's going to be a level of investment that you have to make and a return on an investment. And there's an opportunity cost as well. If you don't take these steps, you're going to lose out on other opportunities. Like, for instance, if you're spending your time in one way, you can't spend it in another way because your time is already taken up. So So you have to kind of force, I think, the issue. And that's where taking things 1 minute at a time really helps. Because if you just say every day, you're going to do this for 1 minute a day, I think you'll find that you're doing that one thing each and every day. But it's not just in 1 minute. It's going to be in varying different times. Maybe one day out of 10, it will be 1 minute. But the other days, it's 30 minutes or half an hour, or half an hour or 30 minutes, same thing. Hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, 15 minutes. The thing is that you're spending time doing it, and that's adding to the experience of your life, which again is an accumulation of your day-to-day living. Look at how you're buying into your life. How are you spending your time? And what does this tell you about yourself? I spend a lot of time working, and I could bitch and moan about work. No one really wants to work. But the fact is that I'm able to provide for my family with my work. And I need to do that. That gives me great satisfaction. Getting my kids through college, giving them opportunities to do things in life, to make their life better. I'm investing in them as much as I invest in myself. This is important to me. And hopefully that tells you a lot about who I am as a person. Another thing you could do is start asking yourself to question your daily purchases. And when I talk about your daily purchases, I don't mean just with money. I mean with your time and your other resources. Are you doing that effectively? Are you marking one thing off the list and adding 5? So I think I'm about at the end, but I do want to mention one thing. I hear in the news a lot recently about this quiet quitting. And, quiet quitting isn't actually defined as what it sounds like it is. It's really working for a living, but kind of renouncing this hustle culture. No longer being, the yes sir, no sir type of person, how high sir, but rather taking a back seat to the work and, just not giving it your all. And it makes me think about life and about how so many people are quiet quitting their life. They're not really giving it their all. They're taking a back seat. Maybe life has got them down, man. Maybe they're embracing the suck right now. Something really bad has happened to change their life. Again, most of the time, terminal illness, chronic illness, serious illness, death. Your death or the life or the death of someone that you care about, work. There's more to life than work. You've heard me say this before. I'm going to say it again. Life neither ends or begins with work. This is your life. And these are your terms. I'm here to kick you in the ass and tell you to start taking over your terms. You have choices to make. I'm not going to make them for you. You need to make them for yourself. But keep living life on your terms. I'm going to get down off my preacher's soapbox right now. But thank you for listening. This is your host, John Curran, and this is a Swift Kick in the Ass podcast. Until the next time, This marks the end of another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass, placing it directly in the can. As much as I like to talk, even I have my limits. It's time to go. Catch me on the next show. For better or worse, whether you like us or not, please leave comments wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter. Visit our home on the interweb. I think you can leave me a voicemail there. You can also email me at john@aswiftkickintheass.com. It's been my extreme pleasure. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you got your ass moving. Until then, until the next time, I'm out of here. Peace.
At Arizona State University, we offer a variety of programs online, designed and taught by a renowned faculty to empower your success. That's why 87% of ASU online graduates stated they were promoted or received an increase in salary after earning their degree. Visit asuonline.asu.edu.